Right, we might have a better picture. We might. Click live chat. Is that live chat on?
Yeah.
Right, we've got live chat on. If you've got a better picture, great. If you can hear me, even better. If someone could just let us know from the other side what's going on. Hold on, Joe's got his iPhone out. He's going to check, see if we've got anything.
Some really good pictures of your head.
Right, I'm not worried about that at the moment. I washed my hair this morning. Washed my hair this morning. Right. Hopefully you can see this now.
A smooth enough video to maintain smooth streaming.
We're not receiving.
However, the quality's better.
Right, the quality's better, I understand. I really don't get how we can't get anything. There's a bit of lag. I think we've got a few viewers left. I can understand if you've given up. I feel like giving up.
Right, we've gone back to buffering again.
We've gone back to buffering again. Look, I'm going to carry on with this bowl, and that might be the end of the demo if we can't get this video issue sorted out. We've turned the outside and sanded it. I'm now facing off the front of the blank. So I've got the speed up, the handle's low, just raise onto the cutting edge, and I'm just bringing it in by raising the handle as I lean forward towards the lathe. You see, we've still got a bit of rough wood there down to sawn wood, so we need to take a little bit more. I just want to see if we're about right there. Right, that's about right there. So what we're going to do is just make a shallow dish bowl. As per last week, I rubbed the back of my bevel with the tool horizontal, lean my handle forward, scores a line, slight twist of the wrist anti-clockwise, and then twist my right hip away from the lathe to cause a scooping action. Back of the bevel, forward towards the lathe, score a line, anti-clockwise twist, twist away from the lathe, get this scooping action. Now I'm coming back further each time with the cut. Now I'm pushing this wood away a little bit. There. Now you notice I have my wrist on the tool rest. What I'm being wary of is my wrist hitting the edge of that bowl. There, forward. Now the other thing I've got to be mindful of with this is we've got quite a deep socket in the bottom, so we don't want to get too thin in the bottom, otherwise we will be seeing the chuck from the wrong side, which we don't want. So we are probably getting up close to our actual depth. So what I'm going to do now is take a much shallower cut. So you can see I'm pulling back a lot quicker here. Just on the edge, forward. And now I'm twisting into the centre. There. So now we're just going to check our depth. We're deeper there, a little bit thicker just here. So I'm just going to take a little cut there. Now my pressure on the cutting edge is really quite light now. And I'm just feeding this around to get this as a nice flowing curve. There, and you see I'm ending the cut early. Now this cut should go into the centre. Now I know none of you want me to see the chuck from this side, even with your fingers crossed. So a very light bevel rub. Come round slowly. I'm just picking this cut up very lightly and feeding the gouge into the centre there. There. Now that was just a smooth cut in. We got there, just a little bump just in here. What I'm doing is I'm rubbing the back side of the bevel, leaning my hand forward to pick the cut up, and it's just a nice fine cut. There. So, now we've got our bowl turned and we're on to sanding the inside. So I'm going to start with a little bit of probably an 80 grit, because I've got a couple of lines I just want to get rid of. So drop onto me pro sander. Joe's messing around, excuse me a moment while I turn the extractor on. Oh, Joe can turn the extractor on. He's trying to sort out a buffering issue. I'm going to just drop the speed back a little bit. I was a bit fast there. I was about nearly 2,000. I'm back to about 1,200 for this bit of sand in here. And I want to kill that edge. Rim. Into the middle, back out, just putting pressure on the tip of the sander. And this 80 grit will remove my mark. It might be better if I actually tilt the bowl a bit more towards the extractor here. Now use your fingers and feel your curve. Make sure there's no bumps, which there's not. Nice and smooth. Just got a little line there. Get rid of that. And into the middle there, little tip. There. And just do that rim. Blow that down a little bit. I'm supporting the sander in both hands. There, like so. That's nice. So now we just go with a couple of other grits down to 240. So I started at 80. It's as quick as this with the other grits. 120. 180, and then the 240. There. So that's our bowl sanded. What I'm going to use now is the tack cloth, because I want to get rid of the dust. This is the best way. So a bit of tack cloth to get that dust out of the grain. Looks like I'm going to spend tomorrow editing videos, because I'll try and edit out the bad bits of this, and then I'll upload it as a saved video so you can see it, hopefully a bit better than this, if any of you are still bearing with us. As I say, I've got no control over the broadband. At the end of our road, they're building 5,700 houses. That is less than half a mile away. And they're all going to have high-speed broadband. Because we live up the lane, we can't have it. So, something I'm going to have to do about that. Now, I've used ash here because it's a nice open grain, as you can see. And what we're going to do now is use some of this, I don't know what you can see here, that Hampshire Sheen Electric Blue. Hampshire Sheen Electric Blue. And I'm just opening up. Yeah, turn the extractor off, please. My abled assistant. Bit of paper towel. And the electric blue wax, we're just going to work into here. All the way around the rim. Give it a good coat. There's my round of applause. Now it's your choice. You could do the inside and the out. I'm choosing to do the inside and the out. So I'm just bringing this around here like so. Don't know if you can see me waxing the outside on the cameras. If we've gone to overhead, you may be able to. Oh, we got both on, so we're really going for it. Okay, so just waxing that into there, like so. There's our blue wax of pride. Now, what I'm going to do now, with a clean piece of towel, is buffer this up. Buffer, that's the video. Buff, buff. I'm going to buff. So I turn the lathe back on, support my right wrist with my left hand, and just lean in and out, polishing this wax in. Like so. Now I'll do the outside, mind my fingers against the chuck, and support with my right wrist onto my left hand, so I don't go jabbing my fingers into the spinning chuck, because that wouldn't be too good. There, and on the edge, there. There we go. So now we've got a nice blue, electric blue wax bowl. This is the embellishing wax from Hampshire Sheen. Obviously available from Oliver's Woodturning. Knew I'd get that in sooner or later. And now we just give it a second coat. Give it a good coat there. Same on the outside. Here. Work that into the grain. There, that'll be enough electric bluing for one day, so we'll just put that down there, out the way. Get our paper towel again, get it over to a clean bit, spin the lathe up, support my right wrist with my left hand, and just buff this wax with this bit of paper towel. There. On the outside. There we go. Let's work the paper towel around. And that'll do us. So if we take that out of the chuck, warning, stream currently bit rate.
Yeah, I'm aware. But if I up the bit rate, then you get more buffering.
Right.
So it's a fine line.
We're just fine lining this. So yeah. Now I've got a bit of wax missing just around the foot. So just to blend it in, I'm just going to rub a bit of blue, not on the inside where the socket is, just on the foot there. To tidy it up, I might have to open the tin again. Need just a tad more wax on this. I just want to blend that foot in. Now ideally what I could do is wax the outside before I turn it around. Now what I would normally do if I'm doing this is I've got a buffing wheel system, and I would just put it on the buffing wheel system just to buff that in, but this is just a demo piece to show you how it works. There we go. Right, so there is a very simple method to make a little bit of ash. I can't see the screen at all, so I don't know. Can you put it so I can see the screen at least, and I can see what people can see? There, as a little simple blue wax bowl out of a thin piece of wood. This technique you can use for smaller pieces of wood. There. We'll hold it up to the camera a bit so you can just see what we've done. Okay, and that's a very simple little wax coloured bowl. The electric blue, you can get the Hampshire Sheen embellishing waxes in numerous colours, so you can get a different effect with all the colours, and it's a good way to use your thin pieces of scrap wood. So that's that. Now what I was going to do, if we've got people still with us, is a holoform, a decorative holoform. Now because I've got the headstock turned out, I just want to realign it to make sure that we're parallel. So I'm going to take the chuck off just for a second. The old C-spanner there, take the chuck off. Now you can get a load of expensive tools to align your headstock, Morse taper, the Morse taper things, all that sort of stuff, but you don't need any of that really. If you've got a live centre, put the live centre into your tailstock, lock up your tailstock, wind your live centre into the socket on your spindle, rock your head around, and once it's firm, you can see there's no light, that's lined up, as simple as that. Now that little trick I learned at our club on a demo by Colwyn Way, and I thought, oh, how simple is that? So there we are. I'm taking my live centre out, I'm going to need that. What we're going to do here is put a drive centre in the lathe. Now because I'm clever, I've forgot my drive centre. Let me put my chuck down somewhere safe. Let me get my drive. Right, I've got my drive. I'm using a step drive there, and what we've got here is a little pre-prepared bit of sycamore. Now what you can see is I've drilled some holes in the sycamore, like so. And we're going to do a little hollow form, but add these holes as a feature looking into the hollow form. So I'm going to mark my blank up first. So I use a ruler, go corner to corner, draw a little line, then go the opposite corners, corner to corner, draw a little line. That gives me a centre mark, and then with my punch just pick a pick-up point in there. Same the other end, little line. We're going to turn it round, but this will get obviously as close as possible. Centre punch into there, got 2 pick-up points. Now we've got our pick-up points marked. Me punch, which I put on a flat surface, decided to go for a roll, and it's just rolled, crashed on the floor and gone rolling across the workshop. Brilliant. So here I'm just picking up that punch with the tip of my stab. I bring my tailstock up, lock that off, and just wind in the live centre to pick up the other piercing, and then I make sure that she's connected. Now, another little trick, if you've got a feed through headstock, if you use your knockout bar and give your live centre a couple of sharp taps, that locks it in so that we should get no twist. Okay, so once that's all locked down, I lock down my quill, and there's my blank ready to go. Now, I pre-drilled some holes. What I'm going to do now is use the chestnut ebonising lacquer. Joe, I can't see where I'm at here. Can you put it onto studio mode, and then at least I can see what's happening. Get rid of that, and then go studio down the bottom right. Right, now I can see. So I've got the chestnut ebonising lacquer here. And what I'm going to do is spray inside those holes. Like so. Now I've got to spray the other way, so if I protect the camera a little bit, you have to excuse my hand. I want to get an even sort of coat in these holes. I'm not worried I'm using too much and it's coming out the other all over the blank. I want the holes to have a good coat of black on the inside, just on the first bit of the inside. Don't matter how deep I go in, as long as I've got a good coat. Right, so that looks pretty good. Now, because I don't want to cover myself in this loose black, so it looks like I've got measles, I'm just going to dab off the excess off the surface. If I was obviously to spin the lathe, it would splatter everywhere. I would get covered in black ebonising lacquer. I know none of you would laugh much, so let's get rid of that. That's it, we got rid of the worst of that. Drop that down there out of the way. I bring my tool rest up, get to a corner of the blank, raise the tool rest so it's just off the centre there. Check that it will spin. Now we're going to bring this to round. So on with my safety specs. Turn the lathe speed down, turn it on, slowly turn up the speed. I'm going to use a spindle roughing gouge. This is what they're used for, spindle roughing gouge, to bring this blank to round. So I'm going to whack in a little bit of speed, get past the balance point. We're running now around about 1500 RPM, and with the tool into my side, handle low, raise the handle, and just lean across the tool rest. Now, if I do it, I can raise the handle, and come back the other way. Now you notice I'm shielding the cutter there. These first couple of cuts, obviously you get a lot of chips up and they're hitting me. And so one technique I use is to cover the shield. The other way you can do it is if you put your thumb in the flute, and I'm just sliding my body along the tool wheel, rest back and forth. Now if I use the back of the gouge on the wood, I can feel the bounce point, so I'm still not quite round. We're getting there. I'll just bring the tool rest up closer. Anytime you stop the lathe, you can bring your tool rest up. You should do. You want the tool rest as close to the work as possible for round. So now I'm just going to do one more cut down here. Stop talking because I'm fed up with eating shavings, and that gives me a cylinder. So I use my bowl gouge for 90% of my turning, but what we're going to do is make a spigot on the bottom. We're going back to the vernier technique. I want 46mm. So if you can see this, I'm coming over with my left point to score the wood, right point out the way, just get a line. There's my spigot marking there, and because it's a hollow form and in grain, I can go a bit deeper with this spigot than I normally do on a small piece of wood. So I'm just going to use the skewing, and the skews as a scraper, and I'm lifting my handle as I push in up to the line. Again, repeat that. Up to the line. Now I want this spigot to be around about 12mm deep. So I'm just going to check this. Red stop. I keep pushing green for stop. I've just got another cut there, very fine cut, and this is the one where I'm going to come in. I just want to take a mil or so in, finer cut, push in while raising the handle, and as I come into the centre, I lift my handle right up and tilt it anti-clockwise. Now the spigot is a bit too steep an angle, so I just angle my skew round and flatten this off so we get good contact all the way down in the jaws there, and I can use the back of my skew to make sure that I'm flat where I want it to join up with. And now I'm just taking away a bit of waste wood. That's going to be my dead area. So there's our blank prepared spigot, dead area, what will be the hollow form. So now I can mount this into a chuck. So I'll get rid of my tailstock out the way. Get rid of my step drive. Mind your back, Joe, please. Lovely. Out the way. Find our chuck. Put our chuck back on the lathe. Get the tool rest out the way. Get everything out the way, including me. I should get out the way. Now, I've just spun that chuck up. Some people get a problem with their chuck. If you get a catch, that you can't get the chuck undone. They put paper washers in, all sorts of stuff. No need to do that. If you lock your spindle, you just want to get rid of the slack that's there. So a little tap like this, and that moves just a little bit. That's tighten that chuck up. So if we were to get a catch, there's no perpetual motion to over tighten it onto the spindle. So we should be all right. Now, chuck key in hand, we're just going to offer this blank up here, like so. Now, because this is end grain, a spindle blank, I can tighten this chuck up as tight as I like, because I'm never going to do any damage. So it's in nice and tight into there. I turn the speed down, turn it on, and see if we're running true, and we are fairly true, as you can see. So now that's done, I can bring my tailstock back up, wind me quill into the other end while we're running a bit of shaping. It just gives it a bit more support there. And there, a bit of dust. Right, so now we're just going to put a bit of shape into this blank. So I've just used my long grind bowl gouge, and I'm just going to be rubbing the bevel. I can't push in too hard because of their moles, so I'm just floating this around somewhere there. Now, I'm going to come down the other end and start working towards my waste wood. The reason I put a bit of waste wood there is I'm not putting the tool into the chuck. I've got the waste wood as a safety barrier, and I'm just now rubbing the back of the bevel, handle towards my body, and twist myself in as I go. There. I'm looking at the horizon to see my shape. Back of the bevel. There. Let's see where we're at. So that's not looking too bad. We're going to have a break in the curve about here. Design becomes about thirds. So about 2/3, I want my break from the top. So we're just bringing this around now. And at the moment, I'm not worried about the surface finish. I'm just getting the rough shape into my little pot. I want that top to come over a bit more. That there. And I'll just bring that round, something like that. So now I want to bring this curve from this shoulder as I come to the bottom. I just roll my gouge over a little bit so my cutting edge hits that waste wood and I don't get a catch. Now, if you're going to drill holes like this, you've got to be careful. Don't test with it spinning, otherwise your finger will get in a hole and you're off to the old hospital with broken fingers. So always stop the lathe. There. What's that?
No, that's right. You just drilled those holes.
Yeah, I just drilled holes. What I've got, you could use a pillar drill to drill them. I've used some Forstner bits. You don't have to go all the way through. I went all the way through, so hopefully they're going to give an effect. But I have got a little mortar seam machine that you can drill with. I've done it with square holes, round holes, all sorts of things. So we've got a few bumps. Now we start getting to the point where we're going to tidy the surface up. So I'm not rubbing the bevel too hard here. I'm just guiding the tip around. Round the workpiece, tap the bottom under, there. Let's check that. It's not too sad there. I'm looking along here, this line here, to see where I'm at. It's quite off-putting having the holes. Taking just a bit more here. Into our shape. There. So we've got our rough shape there. Comes up and back round there. Got a curve there. I've still got to take a little bit of wood off. I've got a little flat, couple of little flat spots that I don't want. So let me just tidy them up. There. Let's try that. That's okay. Just another little cut. I've got a bit of overspray in the end grain, in a bit of torn grain there. I've got to get rid of that. We don't want black on the outside. We want it just nice and clean. So just going to come, pick that cut up there. I'm just using the side wing of the tool. Light cut round. Now on the camera, I know we've got a few little issues, so you're not going to probably be able to see the lines that I can see, and that is what I'm just trying to get rid of. There. There's that. That's better. We've got rid of our marks, a couple of bullet marks, and it's still a little bit of black just there. So I'm just going to come very lightly back the other way. As I twist, I've got to raise the handle. So I'm really going to take this down a bit here. Just so I get a shape that I'm quite happy with into there. Sorry?
I'm just talking to myself.
Joe's talking to himself. I talk to myself, so he must be my son. We talk to ourselves. Don't talk to each other, just ourselves.
Well,
so
yeah, no, I can fix it, but I've got on stream again, so I'll sort that out later.
Right, so now I'm just going to take some of this face off. Yeah, and then I'm just going to tidy up a little bump there. So I'm using the side of the bevel, rolling my wrist clockwise to pick up the cut, and just a real fine cut. There. This is sand out, but I can just do it quicker with a gouge. There. I just got a little line here. Just a little line, so a little brush cut there, just to blend that in. It's very tempting to use your hands. Don't. Really, really don't. Okay. So, now we've got our shape coming round. I just want to tidy up this bottom a little bit more there. Somewhere there. Yeah, somewhere there. So now we've got our outside shape. So what we're going to do is just give this a quick sand. Put the extractor on, Joe, please. Going to get rid of my tool rest. Extractor on, please. Joe? Extractor. I'm talking to Joe. I don't know what he's watching. I don't think he's watching me. I think he's watching something else on YouTube.
Yeah, I'm watching a how-to video to sort out your lagging and button.
Oh, he's watching a how to stop lagging. So, we're just using the sander here on the outside. Ah, last day. Shut the one over the saw. Just there. Sorry, I'm extracting Joe. I thought there's a lot of dust. We had no suction whatsoever. So this would be better. Now we've got a bit of suction. I can't get it real close as I would like and normally use because I've got a camera stand there in the way. Now we're just checking this. We've got a couple of little lines there I want to get rid of. Never noticed them earlier, so let's just get rid of them. We're in with the 80 grit at the moment to get rid of them. Now normally I'd be wearing a dust mask while I'm doing this, but obviously I'm talking on a microphone and I don't know how that will affect it, so hopefully you can hear me. That's got rid of them lines. Again, use your fingers to make sure that it's nice and smooth. Now I've got a bump just here, so as I look at this shape, it sort of bumps and comes round, which I'm not happy with. So let me just get the gouge on there again and get that right. It's very difficult to spot because we've got the holes, they ruin the contour of the surface, but I can see it just there. I missed it earlier. So a bit of speed in the lathe and it's just about here. So I'm going to rub the side of the bevel so nothing cuts and then roll the wrist over and just take this out. Just here. That's better. That's got rid of that. So, only an insignificant little bump, but it was a bump. So I'll go back just to sand that over. There. That's sanded over. So there, the other grits, we've started at 80, this is 120. Then on to 180. Then me 240. This is a bit of sycamore. I use sycamore quite a lot for this sort of work. Nice wood to work with, nice tight grain. Now we're going to come on to 320. And then 400. Right, that's our sanding complete. I'm so tempted to use my hand, but I'm not supposed to, but there. That's sanded that, that looks a nice finish. So our next job is to drill our depth hole in our hollow form and tidy up our front here. Yes, please. Tidy up our front here. Well, I'm just going to take a fine cut to tidy the top up. Joe, over there, there's a drill chuck.
Drill chuck.
Yeah. And I'll take the, I want the key, take the drill out of it. I've got to put a Forstner bit in there. I'm just setting up the Forstner as per normal, very prepared. Now, did you hear that? That was me. I didn't leave the tailstock tightened up, and I'm pushing the cutter too hard. Yeah. If you push hard, then you're not supposed to. I'm not worried about the centre bit. We're going to take that out in a minute. Yeah, that's tidied that front edge up. Okay. And now I'm just going to grab a Forstner. Here I've got a little Forstner cutter, and we're going to use this for our depth. So our depth is going to be the length of the cutter with its extension, is my thinking. So I'm just going to set this up. Hold on. Take the live centre out. Hold on, I'll bring that. Don't need the camera for this. I'm just unwinding the live centre. I'm putting in my drill chuck, and then I'm going to just put my Forstner bit in to there, something like that. There. Tighten this up. There. So that's done. Move my tool rest out of the way. Bring my tailstock up and lock it down. Turn it on, but turn the speed down now a bit. This is a Colt Forstner bit. We can't get them anymore. So I'm down to about 800. I'm going down to about 8. Now with my left hand supporting the chuck, the drill chuck, I just wind the Forstner in. There we go. And we start doing this depth hole. Now what we've got to be careful of is we're going to come into air as we come down. There. Now we should start getting solid. You can see there's a bit of movement on the drill. So I might just turn the speed down a little bit more. To sort of 700, still supporting it. And then we're coming down into solid again. And now we're coming to fresh air again. Just slowly, slowly wind it down. And there we come in. Oh, there's a bit of solid, there's a bit of hollow. Now we're coming into solid again. Now what I'm going to do now is stop the lathe and wind back on the live centre because I'm nearly at the maximum of my quill. Now normally I don't stop the lathe when I'm doing this sort of thing, but because I've got the holes in the side, I've just got to be extra cautious. So I come down, wind this down, and turn the lathe back on, and now carry on our drilling. Solid. Hollow. coming into the solid. Even Joe's put safety glasses on now. And now we're coming to the extreme of our grill. So if I stop this here, we're just coming into the bottom bit. So I'm just going to wind this back. There. And now we're just going to pick up the last bit here. Now what I'm going to do is back this off because it's just catching in that hole. I think that's safe. There. Now we just pick this up. There. So if we stop that, then we'll remove this. That's giving us a depth hole. Now we might have trouble getting it out. No, bit of brute force, that got rid of that. I'm going to remove this from the tail stock. There, that's up out of the way. Now when I'm hollowing, again, if you've got a rotating headstock, we might have to adjust the cameras, we might not, we might get away with it. We're going to have to adjust the camera. Just go to the overhead only. There. I've got rid of the other screen, the other camera. That's not going to do us any favours here. So I'm going to set my tool rest up.
It's not long enough, is it?
I'm going to set my tool rest up here. Just so when I put my cutter on, I can cut the wood here at about 7 o'clock as I face the wood. Just reaching for my Simon Hope Pro Carbide tool. This is my favoured tool for hollowing. That will do it on that handle. So this has got a little 6mm carbide cutter on the tip. Just here, you can hardly see it. What I'm going to do is turn the hollow form over to around about 8 o'clock. And I'm aiming to cut around about that 7 or 8 o'clock mark there. I'm just going to pull my tool rest back a little bit so I'm on the solid bar. Now I turn this up, I can turn the speed up a little bit, and now I just work the cutter with my body. So I'm just feeding in that centre hole. And rocking myself right in towards the lane. Oops, someone never locked the headstock down. Look who's done that. Just trying to drop that tool rest just a tad. There. Now I'm guiding the cutting edge around with my body because I don't want to force it and catch the holes. Now, most colouring demonstrations are quite boring, but you should start seeing the capturing will effect as we cut in, because the shavings are going to be flying out of the holes. just going to do is remove my tailstock completely, because that's just catching my elbows as I'm coming round. I'm trying to keep this into camera for you as I cut down here. We're not going to go too fine with it, because we want to see the black in the holes. Probably around about 10 mil, something like that. Just want to make sure this is not, no, it's not moving. There's an optical illusion from where I was standing with the holes spinning round. And I thought, oh, it's moving. It's not moving. Just my eyes playing tricks with me. So I'll go coming round now. And with my body, I'm trying to follow the outside shape. There we go. So we're just feeding this cutter around. Joe's got worried. He stood back from the camera, back from the lathe. He's got full armoured face shield, body armour on, because he's a bit concerned about his old dad. Not for my welfare, what I might do with this tool.
I see things go bang too much.
So there, we're just picking it up. Don't push too hard. We're turning fresh air and wood as we come down. Now the reason that's bouncing there is because as the Forstner bit went in, it was moving, so the hole's not exactly round. So we just don't panic, we just feed the cutter backwards and forwards. I've got the tool tucked into the side. We're just taking little bits at a time. Keep stopping and checking because of my wall thickness. I can see my wall thickness through the holes, so that's quite useful, isn't it? I don't have to mess around too much with calipers. So there, I'm just going to come in again now. Will effect. As I'm doing that, the tool is just locked into my side and my body is moving around to get the something in my leg. It's me box of sanding disc. I wonder what that was. What's up?
Well, after your comment about me being armoured up, I said I have seen how you turn. I have seen. It will do what I want.
So, we're coming down, working down this collar. I'll pick up the centre hole, bring it back. keep stopping and checking, see how we're doing. We're getting somewhere near it at the top. We're down to about here now. So a few more cuts in here. We're going to have to be careful down the bottom because of this big group of holes. We haven't got a lot of wood to play with, but we're not going to take too much off. So we're getting down slowly but surely. Just rocking myself side to side. Double check again. Yeah, we're getting somewhere there now, and we're starting to peel down right on this edge. We're going to get a bit of bounce there. Have we? I understand we're back to doing a bit of buffering. Keep checking. I can't take chances and take too much off. We're about there. We're just coming into this last section. Now, normally this tool would that way would do this sort of depth, but because I've got the holes and I've got a bit more bounce, I'm just going to slip it into a handle. So I've just slipped that into a handle there, this way. So you see it makes the tool a lot longer, so I've got more support as I come down here. You will see it in a minute because we're buffering, but I've put the tool into the handle, making it nearly twice as long. Now the only problem is, I've just realised I've got a shelf behind me, but it feels all right. Now this is where I've got to be careful because I'm coming a fair way over the tool rest now, and with these holes in,